Welcome to the 22 Lions Podcast, your daily blueprint for writing, publishing, and profiting from books. Today, we dive into the pricing staircase, 5 micro tests to find your optimal KDP price and the right Kindle Unlimited strategy for any title. If you pick price by guesswork, you're leaving revenue and clarity on the table. This episode gives you a repeatable system to test fast, cheaply, and reliably. Hook. Imagine 2 identical books with identical covers and identical blurbs. One sells 5 copies a day at $2.99 and the other sells 2 copies a day at $4.99. Which author earns more? Guessing the answer without per reader math is what cost authors thousands over a single year. The pricing staircase gives you 5 focused micro tests so you stop guessing and start optimizing for revenue per reader. Promise and roadmap. I'll walk you through 5 numbered steps you can run in under 2 weeks. Step 1. Prepare test variants. Step 2. Schedule controlled price windows and lock down other promotions. Step 3. Amplify each window with low-cost promos or targeted Amazon ads. Step 4. Measure the right metrics: revenue per reader, conversion, borrow rate, and ad ACoS. Step 5. Choose the winner and scale, including whether to enroll or unenroll from Kindle Unlimited. You'll get the exact tracking columns, guardrails, and a short case study you can replicate. Step 1. Prepare test variants. Create 3 price points that make sense for your genre and length. Common starting sets: $2.99, $3.99, $4.99 for short nonfiction, or $0.99, $2.99, $4.99 for fiction. For each price point, prepare a single clean product page. Same cover, same blurb, same metadata, same audiobook availability. Document everything in a test log so you can audit later. Step 2. Schedule controlled price windows. Run each price for the same duration, typically 3 to 4 days per price, in the same day-of-week pattern to avoid weekday bias. Pause newsletter blasts, bulk promotions, and any external discount activity for the full test window. Even small external spikes distort results. The goal is to isolate price as the variable.
Let's break this down. First, treat your baseline as the control. Note average daily units and revenue for the 2 weeks before testing. When you flip price windows, include a 2-day cooldown if you're running ads before. Don't dump ad spend immediately, or you'll bias the early data. Also, log any small changes, category tweaks, subtitle edits, or blurb tests, because those are the sneaky confounders that wreck clean results.
Step 3. Amplify micro tests responsibly. You want controlled traffic to reach statistical thresholds quickly without blowing your budget. Option A. Run a low-cost targeted Amazon ad campaign during each window with a clear daily cap. Start at $5 to $10 a day and cap ACoS expectations for test validity. Option B. Use a low-cost price promote tool or a small paid newsletter feature to send matched traffic. The rule? Spend the same promotional budget on each price window and use the same targeting so traffic quality stays consistent. If traffic differs, the test is invalid.
Here's a practical ad budget rule of for initial micro tests, aim for a minimum of 200 targeted visits per price window. With Amazon ads, that often means a $5 daily budget over 3 days, if your keyword bids are reasonable. If you can only afford less, then extend the window to hit the visit minimum. And track clicks and cost per click closely. High CPCs mean you're buying traffic that won't help you determine an organic price winner.
Step 4. Metrics to track and the minimum tracking sheet. Don't optimize on units alone. The core metric is revenue per reader. That's revenue divided by units plus borrows adjusted to a per reader basis. Track these columns: test date range, price point, units sold, borrows, net revenue after fees, ad spend, revenue per reader, conversion rate, visits to sales, borrow rate, borrows/units, and ACoS for ads. Keep a notes column for any anomalies. Minimum thresholds before declaring a winner. At least 200 visits and a 7-day aggregated minimum of 50 conversions or borrows, whichever your genre typically hits first.
One practical calculation, revenue per reader combines sales revenue and KU income. If a borrow yields 70 cents on average for your KU pages, count borrows as 0.7 of a dollar in net revenue, then divide total net revenue by the sum of units sold plus borrows to get revenue per reader. If you use ads, subtract ad spend from net revenue before that division. Otherwise, higher priced versions with high ad spend can look artificially strong.
Step 5. Choose the winner and scale. If one price yields higher revenue per reader and acceptable conversion, lock it in for 2 weeks. If the winner depends on KU, for example, higher borrows but lower net per reader, decide by your business model. KU can boost discoverability and list growth, but often reduces per reader revenue. When scaling, update sales funnels, email sequence links, and paid creative to reflect the new price. Communicate tests to your mailing list to avoid confusion and preserve trust. Limit price toggles. Weekend-only bursts make readers suspicious and hurt long-term funnels. Case study, a concise example. A nonfiction author tested 3 prices, $2.99, $3.99, and $4.99, across 3 successive 3-day windows with identical Amazon ad spend of $10 per day targeted to a core keyword. Results: $2.99 drove the highest conversion but lower revenue per reader. $3.99 produced a 22% lower conversion but a 35% higher revenue per reader. $4.99 sold less and failed to overcome the revenue gap after ad spend. The author chose $3.99, unenrolled from KU, and updated their funnel price. Net monthly revenue rose 18%. The key tweaks that mattered were tightening ad targeting and narrowing the blurb to emphasize deliverables rather than features. Small copy changes changed quality of traffic more than price alone.
Here's the exact math they used. Over 3 windows, the combined net revenues were at $2.99, net revenue per reader, $1.60. At 3.99, net revenue per reader, $2.15. At 4.99, net revenue per reader, $1.80. After subtracting ad spend, 3.99 still led. That delta is what justified unenrolling from KU. The incremental per reader lift outpaced KU income. If you're running the test, record these numbers in your sheet and use them to simulate 30 and 90-day projections before committing. That projection step de-risks the decision.
Immediate action. A 5-minute checklist you can run right now. 1. Open a fresh spreadsheet and add the columns I named earlier. 2. Choose 3 price points you'll test and set equal duration windows. 3. Pause any ongoing promotions and note your baseline metrics. 4. Set a fixed daily ad or promo budget per window. 5. Document start and end times and run the first window. That's it. 5 minutes to begin a repeatable, data-driven, run the staircase. Don't rely on anecdotes. Custom CTA. If you'd prefer to have 22 Lions design, execute, and interpret your first pricing staircase, we run a turnkey service that handles variant selection, ad setups, tracking sheets, and the final decision report. Visit 22lions.com/pricing staircase to book a strategy session, and we'll build the test and run it for you. Tell them you heard the podcast, and we'll prioritize test windows for launch-ready titles. Publish like a pro. Profit like a lion. That's your step-by-step system for today. Apply it and watch your author business grow. Thanks for listening. Publish once, profit forever. Your book is an asset, not a hobby. Publish like a pro. Profit like a lion.